We head on over to the Eastern Cape now, and on the return to full-time classes yesterday, the Basic Education Minister Angie Motshekga raised concern over the stationery and infrastructure challenges faced by that province. To find out how the first day is progressing, we're joined by Mtima, Eastern Cape Education Spokesperson. Thank you, sir, for availing yourself this afternoon. What can you tell us in terms of day one of full-time learning? How is the province progressing?
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Thus far, the province is progressing very well. And remember that we have made commitments to ensure that we appoint construction companies who will be able to ensure that they fix those schools with problems. As we speak, we are happy with the progress. Because remember, we still have rains that are delaying some of the plans that we have. But despite that, we are soldiering on because we want to make sure that everyone needs to have access to education and or need to ensure that is in a classroom. At least there is a place where that person can go, despite the fact that the school may have been damaged by the tornadoes and tailwinds.
Right, let's take you back to the Eastern Cape. We can now speak to Education Department spokesperson in that province, Mr. Mtima. Thank you very much for re-establishing that connection with us. You were still telling us about some of the deliveries that have taken place, but there are other areas that you are concerned about. Where?
We are concerned, thank you very much for having me back. We are concerned about areas that are far-flung, for instance, areas where we had bridges that were washed away, and areas that we had difficulties in terms of accessing the schools because of roads. But as the department, we have made the point that at least we have pushed it towards the 11th of this month to ensure that at least we no longer talk about the stationery now. We have a 24-hour delivery service that is making sure that every school has got its LGSM to ensure that teaching and learning takes place. Unfortunately, where there are problems with access roads, we are struggling, but we are making headways to ensure that at least by the 11th, we no longer talk about the deliveries now.
The issue of floods, sir, is very recent. It's something that we saw happen in January of 2022. So when you speak of trying to access remote areas which have been cut off as a result of the floods, is that fair? And I ask you because why has it taken so long for the department to get its act together to deliver stationery to school learners?
It should be noted that as the department, of course, we had our plans ahead and we spoke to all the necessary stakeholders and school principal to audit whatever was there so that we can top up, because this is not a total delivery. We are topping up where necessary. Unfortunately, we only received our allocation in December, if you still remember. When I was talking here, I was saying to you, in December, we only received our allocation then. But despite the fact that we received in December, and the majority of our schools do not have storage facilities, we pushed to ensure that those that needed, those that had storage facilities, they get them. As late as the 26th of December, we're doing deliveries because we got the money late. And also we had to stall because people were closing for the Christmas holidays. As soon as we opened, we started again to ensure that we deliver to where we are needed mostly. Remember, some of our schools, like I said initially when I was talking to you, some of our schools, their problem is the storage facility. Even if you deliver it on Monday, it may arrive at the school on Tuesday because the principal must go there and fetch it from the district because such a school does not have a storage facility. But we are negotiating those to make sure that all our schools, like I said, do receive their LGSM as it is our obligation to do so.